Okay, you know what, you guys, I'm going to get started just because we've got a lot of stuff I want to cover and want to do it in within the hour. So I'm super excited to see everybody jumping in on the chat, and it'll be quite interactive. So please do continue to do that, and I'll try to keep an eye on it as we go. And a lot of it is questions that I'll be putting out to you, so then you can just be answering them as we go. But thank you so much, and thanks for inviting me to be a part of your group. And it looks like it's been going really well, and you guys are often keeping up with all of your challenges. I do know that everyone's looking for their passcode. I'm going to give that to you later, so just hang on tight. That'll come towards the end of the session. All right. So just again, a reminder that I did send a PDF that you can download, and I know it's in the chat if you want to just click on that. It was shared before, and it was also shared on the Facebook group. So you can certainly go and just download that document. It has a couple of exercises in it that we may not get to today, but that you can certainly get to on your own at home, right? Everything that we're going to do today is all about you personally. So we will get, it's something that you can just work on. If you download it, you can just play around with it on your own anytime. Okay, there's the PDF one more time. So couple of things, just first of all, we're going to go through things. We're going to take, hey Sarah, we're going to take a couple of little breaks, just a little stretch breaks in between 3 sections of our time. So I'll let you know when that's happening. Again, I kind of hope everyone has their little water bottle just to stay nice and hydrated as we're in this session, but that you have a nice space. And maybe if I can just get everybody just to start off with, take a really nice big deep breath. Let it out. Do one more. And let it out. And one more. And I just want you to put, if you can, take your, if you have your phone separate from your computer, put it aside and just really be in the moment and be present with us, minus as many distractions as possible, right? So we're really together with each other and really in the moment. So a little bit for those who don't know me, and a lot of you guys on here do, but just for those that don't, again, my name's Jodi Flanagan, and I've been a volunteer with Special Olympics for 30 years. So that's probably way longer than some of you have even been around. So yeah, there's that. Been around doing a lot of stuff. I started coaching figure skating in Calgary, and then I do a lot of stuff with coach development and a lot of help with the games, and obviously with Chef to Mission for Team Alberta this year. Go Wolfpack. That was pretty awesome. So what I do on the side in my real job is I actually work with a hockey company called P3 Sports, and I've always worked in the sports. As well, you'll see Vector Life Coaching, which is what I'm doing currently, is doing exact presentations like this to other athletes. I work with our hockey athletes in our hockey academy, and I work with a couple of different athletes, really focusing on their high performance and kind of getting down to the heart of why they do things and if they're struggling. And I see a couple of you guys talking about what's happening with my sports and what I miss my sports, and that's kind of stuff that we're going to get into a little bit. So yeah, my aim over the next little bit is just to really start building confidence, and I want to build your confidence in you so that when you go to do a competition, you're going to just feel really good about yourself, and you're just going to want to just go there and have some fun and not worry about being too nervous about stuff, because you're going to feel really good. Yes. So hopefully we'll do this for the next 3 weeks. We've got 3 different lessons planned over the next 3 weeks, and let's get started right now. If you happen to be in the PowerPoint, you're going to see some steps, like some little stairs, and it basically looks like all the things you're going to achieve, right? It shows somewhere it's like, oh, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. And it works all the way up to I can do it. I think I can do it. I can and I will do it. And then, yes, I did it. And those are just all the steps everybody takes, right? There's nothing you can do without learning how to do it. The question is, do you feel like you can, right? And how much do you want to do it? And that's the stuff we're going to do today. But at the end of the day, you have to believe it. And that's the theme of today, is about being able to believe in yourself and being able to really see what's on the other side when you choose that you can do something. Okay? So, believing in yourself, the question, and so this is where you guys get to do a little bit of interacting with me, because I'd love to see, who are you? Who are you? And if you happen to have the sheet in front of you, you can answer, but I'm going to throw some things out. Everyone, a lot of athletes tend to get where they just say, well, I'm a skater, or I'm a skier, or I'm a bowler, but they don't, that doesn't tell me anything about who you are. That tells me what you do, right? Is it not working? So it needs to, what we want to do is ultimately think about, again, who are you guys a little bit more than just an athlete, right? And it can be, are you a son or daughter or sister or brother? And Kiefer, I'm just going to ask you to jump in. Can you confirm that this is working? Perfect. Yeah, just let's make sure it's working. Yeah, so write in the chat, you guys, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, again, are you a son, a daughter, a student? Do you work? Are you a runner or a swimmer? Oh, a hiker, I like that. Are you a fitness fanatic? An artist, a dancer? Like, who are you? Just throw some words out there, things that you like to do, right? Relationships that you have make up who you are versus just being an athlete, right? And being an athlete's pretty awesome, but there's more to you, and I know that, right? Okay, I work. Is anyone a good computer whiz? Because that's not who I am. Oh, I like that. A son, a brother, an athlete, a volunteer, a friend. See, those are the kind of, yeah, let's do that. Wonderful. An auntie, nice. And a public speaker too, good. And is there some people that prefer to do things kind of by themselves and kind of quiet and like a smaller group of people are by themselves? Or do you like to be out there and with a group all the time? And, you know, what's your favorite environment? Huge family. Jaden, nice. Oh, I like that, Leonka. Thank you. The advocate for stop bullying. That's really good. So there's so much more, right? Nice. Friend. So we always want to just make sure that we're looking at these other things, right? We always want to look at the big picture. And especially if maybe you're having a rough day in one thing, all the other things start to make up for that rough day because you're involved with so many different pieces. You have so many different kind of relationships going on. And sometimes you like the smaller groups and sometimes you like the bigger groups, right? And not everybody's the same. And here's the thing, and you guys all know this probably better than most, it's okay. It's okay to not be the same. It's okay to be yourself. and everything you guys are writing up on here, that's exactly who you're supposed to be. And that just makes you perfect. So it's really important to be able to own it and say, yeah, this is who I am. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about success, right? And success, a lot of people have different ideas of what success is, right? And I have a little quote on there. You'll see, you'll be a success as soon as you define what success means to you, right? And your success is not the same as my success, right? And your success is different than everybody else on this group. So what kind of things make you think of success, right? And for me, like some people will say that winning a medal is successful, or getting on Team Canada is successful, but what else is, right? What else is successful to you? And again, it can be within Special Olympics, or it can be within your work or your volunteer or anything else. But what does success mean? And what does it look like? Ooh, I like happy and healthy. Nice. Okay. One of the reasons that we like to find out a little bit more about what success is because it does help you set your goals, right? And I, as a coach, I can't set your goal for you because I don't know what your goal is today, right? It's something that, in fact, we're going to do next week. But it's important for you to know what it means to you. Nice. Medals icing on the cake. So that's a good question for everybody. Is let's just say that winning a medal is important and is success. Why? What is it that you get from winning a medal? What is it that becomes important about that medal? What does that say about you if you win a medal? What does that mean? I like your guys' answers. This is great. But yeah, tell me more. What does it mean if you win a medal? What does that do for you? It means you did a great job. Being and doing your best, being true to yourself. I love the terminology, Leonka. Yep, being proud of yourself. Doing the best you could. Worked hard on your goals. You know what, you guys? You need to come and talk to my other athletes because they don't get this. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's always important when you have something that you want to achieve. It's really important that you always ask yourself why, right? Why do I want that? What will that give me if I achieve that goal? And it does a couple of things. If you know why you want it, then your path to achieving it is way easier, right? And it's more motivating. If someone else tells you what your goal is, what motivation do you have? None, right? If you think you need to win a medal or whatever it is that it is, because you're being forced to have that goal, you won't care as much. So it's super important to understand your reason behind it. So always ask yourself what that reason is, okay? All right. Thanks, you guys, for all that input. I love it. And really shows that you're way deeper. I'm going to skip over the next question, but I'd love for you to just really think about it again, that if you're on the slide deck, you'll just see the next question is, why do you participate in Special Olympics? Okay, feel free if you want to throw some up here, but I am going to move on to the next section here in just a second. But what I'm looking for in that slide when you're doing it at home is just, again, really thinking about why. All the questions I'm going to ask today are about why, just so you really think about your purpose behind it, okay? All right, just because we've been on here for now 20 minutes, can I have everyone just roll your neck a little bit, do a little side stretch? I know I'm super tight right here. I'm going to stretch forward, little over, and lift up my arms and give a big reach. All right. Another deep breath. Our next little section here, again, is about believing. And I have a question for all of you. Is there, this can just be a yes or no question. Is there any time where you feel like you can't do something? Okay, anytime, just yes or no, any time where you feel like you can't do something or you're just not good enough to do it. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing lots of affirmative answers here. So I have a question for you. If I told you guys, I can't see you, but I know a lot of you. And if I said right now, you have green hair. You have green hair. What would your answer be? What would you say to me? Would you believe me when I said you have green hair? No. No, and maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you threw some color in there and I can't see it. But generally, you probably don't have green hair, but you don't believe me if I say that. So if somebody came if somebody came up to you and said, you have ugly hair, would you believe that? And I'm going to have a hard time telling which answers are which. No, I don't have green hair. But if someone said, you have ugly hair, or you're not very fast, or something negative, people have a tendency to take that on and take that inside their heart. And it's not true. It's not, there's no difference between them saying, do you have green hair, or you have green hair, or you have ugly hair. There's no difference in what they've said other than how you're taking it, right? You're interpreting it as something bad, right? And you're believing that it's something bad. And so what I'm suggesting is that we need to be really aware of what we believe that when other people say something. Okay? So you need to take that and go, that's somebody else's opinion. That's not my opinion. But if you are looking at my little chart there, you'll see a slide and it says what you believe leads to what you think. Okay, so if you believe that you're just not that good, then you're going to think that you can't do something. Okay? If you think you can't do something, then your feelings are going to start to get in the way. They're going to start to get anxious and nervous, right? If you feel that, your actions are going to be a little bit nervous. They're going to be a little bit, you're going to either stop doing something or you're going to be performing awkwardly, right? Because you're already nervous. And then by the time you get the result, maybe it's not what you wanted it to be. You're going to say, see, I told you I wasn't very good. And it's a big circle. It's a big circle. Okay? And it all starts because you had that belief that maybe you just weren't that good. But here's the solution. Here's the solution. If you go to the next page on the on our little slide deck there, you're going to see the opposite, where if you think positively, positive beliefs are going to have limitless possibilities. Okay? So if suddenly you change your frame of thinking, and if you say, I am going to learn that, I am going to do that, right? I have a lot to offer the world. And if you say that to yourself, you're going to get, your thoughts are going to say, well, I can do that, right? Remember, it goes in the circle, right? What you believe leads to your thoughts. I can do that, which then leads to your feelings. Oh, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty good about myself, which then leads to your actions. You're going to take it head on, right? You're going to go and take that challenge. You're going to go climb that mountain. You're going to go and do something. You're going to have a better result at the end of it. And then come all the way back around and you're going to go, see, I told you I could do it. I told you I could. Okay? So it's simply a way of what are you believing? Do you believe the negative or do you believe the positive? And the minute you start believing the positive about yourself, you're going to start to really see those results change, right? And everyone around you is going to see those results change because you feel it inside, right? I love it. You guys are very positive already, but every single one of you had answered that sometimes you feel a little bit nervous about stuff. Every time. We all do. It's very natural. But sometimes you have to own it and then switch it around and say, I'm going to change how I believe. Right? And it doesn't matter what someone else says. That's the key thing. It doesn't matter what someone else tells you because that's their belief. That has nothing to do with you. Right? That's their belief. So you guys get to start owning yourself and your beliefs and keep it on that positive, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you get to win every race because someone's got to win and someone's got to come in second. It just means that you're going to have a positive outlook and you're going to learn something all the time. Does that make sense? All right. Perfect. Let's do another little stretch, maybe a little stand up. Everybody, if you're sitting, do a little stand up. Oh, sorry. Hi. Stretch over. My back is super sore. I'm going to stretch out my back. I love these positive affirmations on the sides, guys, in the chat. You guys are doing great. Yeah, you're right, Evan. Everyone has doubts, but I guess one of the things that we get to talk about in here is everyone's choices, right? Every single one of us has choices, and you get to make these decisions on how you react to something, right? You can't control situations, right? Let's write a few things in the chat about things that are out of your control. Right? What are some things out of your control? And again, it can be whether you're competing or daily. But what are some things that are out of your control? I think about things like, oh, there, the Nick wrote it, the weather, that was mine. Right? You can't control the weather. Right? What else can't you control? Right? Anyone that, oh, COVID-19, there's a good one. Yeah. Gotta train hard for sure. Buses being late, not in your control. Yep, the weather for sure. Think about in your sport, can you control your opponents and their behaviors? Yeah, you can't control what people say. Yep, the fact that you have a disability, totally. COVID, hi Meg, nice to see you. Injuries. You can't control, I know in some sports, again, the referee's call or the judges or the opponents, bad refs, sometimes teammates, right? And we're all in a position even right now, and few people have written up COVID, we can't control that. And we can't control that our sports aren't running right now. And even though that kind of bums us out, that's stuff that is out of our control, right? And so other people's feelings, exactly. So we all get to make decisions on how we react to that though, because that is in our control, right? And it could be how we react to the bad ref call, how we react to somebody saying something bad about us. It could be how we're reacting right now, knowing that we can't do our sports and kind of be out and about like we normally would. We can't control that, but we can control how we react to that. And so you guys get to make those decisions on what you're going to do and how you're going to react, right? And what is going to be best for you. Now, all of you guys are in this program because you've made that decision to stay engaged and to stay doing things with the group, right? And to keep training and following these challenges. And that's fantastic. You guys have made fantastic decisions, right? But they're your decisions, and those are the things you can control. Okay? So it's super important. A lot of people don't act consciously. They don't think about things, they just do them. And I think what I'm recommending is that you always think about what you're doing and think about how you're reacting to somebody or something that you can't control. Okay? And that's when you start to create your own beliefs and your own, and all the stuff you've written in the chats on how strong you guys are. That's important because you're believing that. That's coming from inside of you. And that's the best place it can come from. Okay? And the fact that I'll cheer for you too is a good place too. But that it's got to come from you first. Okay? The last section, and again, you guys are already pretty good at this, but if you're following on the PowerPoint, you're going to see a section that says the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is super cool because what it means is what you think of and where you put your energy is what's going to happen. And it's what you're going to think ultimately. And for those that are golfers on here, and I know there's a few, if you're teeing up for a golf shot and the whole time you're thinking, don't go into the sand trap, don't go into the sand trap, I don't want to go in the sand trap, I don't want to go in the sand trap, and you keep repeating that to yourself as you're getting ready, guess where your ball's going? 9 times out of 10, it's going to go in the sand trap because that's all you've been thinking about, right? So if you're speed skating or in a race and you're saying, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall in that corner, I don't want to fall in that corner, you're probably going to fall on that corner because that's what you keep saying. So it's super important that you change the way you're thinking, right? Because you want to get rid of the negative. You want to stay in the positive, right? I'm going to make it around that corner. I'm going to finish strong, right? Or I'm going to golf. I'm going to land on the green, or you know what I mean? You want to make sure that it stays on that positive side, right? Yes, the little train. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can is the best way to do it. I love that, Leonka. Thank you. So yeah, the law of attraction. So those that aren't on the tool, let me just read you this little thing. This was in one of my kids' elementary school report cards that he put it in, and it was really cool. It says, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win, but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. Okay? So again, it's all about this. And that is a poem rhyming. It doesn't, I apologize to all the women out there because it doesn't refer to women, it refers to men, but it's the same message. So you have to always think it, right? I think I can, I think I can. That's the positive attitude. So if you're in the tool, the next thing I want you to do, and if you're not in the tool, just think about a couple of things. One, write something down that you think you can't do, right? If you can't do, right? And you're allowed to, you can say something like, what's a good one? Well, I'm particularly not a very good skier, so I'm going to say I can't ski very well, right? I can't ski. But on the other hand, I'd like to ski. So instead of saying I can't ski, I'm going to say I'm going to learn to ski. And I'm going to flip it into a positive statement. Okay? So no matter what you're doing, let's say it's something within your sport, right? I can't bowl one-handed. Now that's a true statement. I actually can't, right? I can't bowl with one-handed. But the positive, because if I stick with the negative, remember, I'm never going to get better because I'm only going to put my energy towards that negative. So instead, I'm going to switch it over and I'm going to say, I'm going to practice bowling with one hand, right? I'm going to practice my delivery or whichever. So you guys can work on that. So again, I've seen a couple about eating, and you know what? That's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. And I'm honestly working on that myself. And you can. It's one of those really conscious decisions that you have to make, and you have to kind of own up to it and say, I'm going to try to, and I'm not going to eat something, but I'm going to eat an apple for my dessert. So it's not saying no to something, it's saying yes to something else. Does that make sense? It's saying yes to something better. You guys are getting this. This is fantastic. If anyone's ever been on the road, I was in a driver's course one time, and they said if you hit ice, right, or if you start to spin out a little on the road, look to where you want to go, not to where you're going. Like if you're spinning out or something, don't look to where you're going, look to where you want to go. Then you will straighten out. And that's a true statement when you're driving, right? So think of, again, yourself when you're in a race, right? Think about where you want to be. Think about you 20 seconds in the future, and what is that person doing, right? What are you doing 20 seconds in the future when you've crossed the line, you've beat your personal best, and you're celebrating? right? Think about who that person is and then what that person has to do to get there. Cool. So a couple of things that I'm going to share with you right now. First of all, your passcode for the day is green buffalo. So I'm going to type that in here. Green buffalo. And just a little trivia for everybody on the call. There are no buffaloes in North America. They are called bison. So buffaloes are African. Just a little FYI for those who like Jeopardy as much as I do. So the last couple of things I have again is what matters most is how you see yourself, right? So that's such a key is how you see yourself. And when you see yourself positively, you're going to take that next step. It'll just naturally happen, right? And people will also see you differently. When you see yourself differently, they will see you differently. And it's a fascinating thing that it does so much for you and for your own confidence. Okay. Why do we need green buffalo for a password? I'm going to let Kiefer jump in and answer that, Alex. I think it has to do with your tracking, everything that you guys are tracking. What's the difference between a buffalo and a bison? I think they're very similar animals, but again, buffalo are in Africa and bison are in North America. Even though I know up north we have Wood Buffalo Park, it's actually bison. Okay, before we just get to any Q&A, I have 3 tips for you guys again. 1, be true to yourself, right? Be true to who you are. That whole thing that we did at the very beginning about all the different people, like all what makes up you, not just what you do, but who you are, right? That caring person, that fun person, that extrovert, that optimist, whatever it is that makes you you is perfect. And that's exactly who you're supposed to be. Right? So just own it, live it, love it. Okay? And we will all follow suit with that. Okay? 2, acknowledge if you have, if you don't believe you can do something, acknowledge that you can't do it and then say, but I can. Like you kind of have to own it. Don't pretend it doesn't exist. If you think, oh, I'm not very good at that. Just own it, okay? And then flip it to the positive. Flip it to the positive and just make it a different statement to say, I can do this, right? Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect at it. It just means you're going to give yourself a chance to do it, okay? Versus self-sabotaging and saying you can't. You got to flip it to the positive, okay? And my challenge to you is to look in the mirror. Right? Look in the mirror every day and think of something that you'd like to have or be and say it to yourself, right? Whether it's, wow, you look good today. Or you'd say, wow, I look good today because I'm looking in the mirror, right? Or you are getting so strong. Or you are going to conquer your fitness challenge today. Whatever it is. Right? Keep believing it, but you got to tell yourself that, because if you just think it quietly, it's kind of a half attempt, right? Say it out loud, own it, and convince yourself that you deserve everything that's coming, that you're going to get, and be really positive. Okay? That's where I'm going to end today. Just on a really positive note, you guys have been fantastic, and thank you so much for contributing in the chats and all that stuff. And we'll focus a lot more next week, kind of on the goals and goal setting. So at this point, and Kiefer, jump in if you need to. But are there any questions? Oh, I love it. You guys look at all the things. Think it, speak it, do it. Thanks, you guys. Oh, you guys are awesome. And you can reach me on here if you have any questions through the week, right? Thanks, Darby. Yeah, through the week. And you guys, I know you're concerned about no programs and stuff, but just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep active. Lots of nice sunshine outside in our nice fall, so just keep active. And I do hope you guys got some things out of tonight and can take it and believe a little more and just know deep down inside how great you are. I love it. Happy and calm. I love that. Thank you. Wow. Congratulations, Lori. So if whoever wants to sign off, feel free. Oh, what am I going to do tonight for myself? I don't know yet. I don't know, Andreas. Thanks for asking, though. Anyone that remembers me with Team Alberta knows that I was on my crutches for a long time. I've since had surgery and I am starting to rehab my foot, so I'm now walking. For the last 2 months, I was not walking. All right, Kiefer, should I shut it down? I remember you, Jessica. All right, thanks, you guys. I'm going to turn off the site right now, but good to see you, and we'll see you all again next week. Good night.